I am sure glad I came out here. I'm glad I didn't say no. It's too pretty a day. Have you ever said no when you know no wasn't right? Well, this is the third part of the Bottom Line series that we do every single week. And we're so glad that you join us. But just think about it. Some of the topics that we talk about are pretty serious. Some of them are pretty silly. And then some of them are just really practical. And I hope you've thought about some of the stuff I've said. You know, there's three reasons we say no when we know no ain't the right answer. Sometimes we just know we're supposed to make a decision, a good decision, and especially a good big decision when it comes to things that deal with eternity, things that deal with heaven, things that deal with hell. Why do we say no when we know no ain't the right answer sometimes? Sometimes we do it because we're just scared of what people's opinion would be. Sometimes we do it because we're just so dadgum prideful, like we talked about last week. And then sometimes we do it, here's your third P, you ready? Because we just are habitual procrastinators. Oftentimes in our life, we just assume that we've got tomorrow. We just assume that there's always going to be another day. But let me caution you about that, right? Let me just tell you, let me just caution you. And I'm not trying to be morbid or anything, but just think about it. There's three reasons essentially why we don't need to put it off. We don't need to say, hey, I can wait. One is we're all getting older. Age does something. Maybe it makes you better. I hope so. Like fine wine, they say. But I think sometimes age hardens all of us just a little bit. In my experience pastoring, the majority of significant spiritual decisions are usually made under the age of 20. And so the older we get, life happens. Our heart gets a little harder. And we just kind of put it off. And you know, I mean, I can remember when I was 2 years old, I used to cry at the ugly duckling, right? And my mom tells me the story, and it was just a terrible, terrible, traumatic experience to me when that little baby duck lost his mama. But you know, I can remember a few years ago watching that same movie. Nothing. It was a dang duck. Who cares about a duck? And you know, hey, there's only one explanation I have for that. It's because as I got older, my heart got harder. Don't wait, man. If Jesus is pecking on you right now to make a decision for him, don't say no. Say yes. There's a second reason that oftentimes we put things off, or it's scary, is sometimes we get sick. Every one of us, listen to me, you people that are listening to me, you know somebody right now that's been in a horrible accident, car, horse wreck, tractor wreck. You know people that have gotten illnesses. Maybe it was a stroke, maybe it was a heart attack, maybe it was something else that had to do with COVID. But you know, certain things that happen to us that make us sick, they decrease our ability mentally to make wise choices when it comes to eternity. Don't put it off, please. I'm just telling you, as soon as we end this broadcast, don't put it off. The third reason, which is the most scary to me, and everybody knows what I'm fixing to say, we got to talk about the D word, and the third, and it's death. Man, think about it. Even James was Jesus' half little brother, and here's what he said about life. He says, listen to you who say today or tomorrow we will do this and we might go to this city, spend a year there, carry on business and make money. And here's what James says. He says, well, you don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. What is your life? Think about it. It is a mist that appears for a little while and then it vanishes. Again, at the risk of sounding a little morbid, there is always going to be those three possibilities that will interfere with you making a good choice. The bottom line is this: if Jesus is reaching out to you today, and how do you know? You know you're in a life wreck. You know that you're far from Jesus. You know that there's that hollow point in your life where you cannot be fulfilled. Jesus is calling. How about this? The bottom line, don't say no if you know no ain't the right answer. Right now, whether you're driving, whether you're sitting at home or you're sitting in the office, looking at us on your phone, reach out to Jesus. It's simple as that. Let him know about your messiness, ask forgiveness, and ask him to change you. God bless.